Okay, away from the politics drama, I mean the Ayo Balogun money laundering stuff, right? One thing that has been trending the most right now is this Wizkid Don Jazzy stuff now. This influencer thing, right? The name Wizkid ascribed Don Jazzy to like influencer. It has raised a whole lot of concerns to so many persons. And the question now is Don Jazzy not an influencer, or is it like it disrespectful to call him an influencer, or the way he said it was wrong, or is there something we don't know about all of these things, right? Is there something we don't know? Somebody tweeted and said that Ladipo, who is signed under Don Jazzy, said something against Wizkid, and so Wizkid should go and respond. And Wizkid was like, I will not chat with someone who is signed under an influencer. Now, that statement kind of, should I say too extreme or something like that? For somebody who you've stayed in his house, whom you've, given praises for how he accommodated you. Like Wizkid at the time was staying with more hit. Like, hear him for yourself.
Like, because, like I grew, like a lot of people don't even know, I grew up around the bands a lot,
right.
Like Mo Heats, that era.
Yeah.
Like I was around them. Like I was in the house. They didn't even know I was in the house. Like I was even living with them. They didn't even know I was living with them. That's how crazy it was. Because we were just family, man. So big shout out to the bands. Man.
Yeah.
And Mo Heats, Wande Cole, Don Jazzy, Dr. Sid, Prince. God bless you guys.
After hearing this, now I ask myself this question, like, what really happened? What really transpired between them? Like, because Don Jazzy is not someone who you just, speak ill of just like that in the music industry, right? Because Don Jazzy has been like someone who has been everywhere for everybody. Skit makers, content creators, comedians, like he has been there, giving them an edge, using his platform to promote them, And the other thing is, the fact that he won the influencer of the year doesn't really make him an influencer. And now that influencer, we see this influencer thing now because there are so many clowns in the influencer thing now. So it's like, we see like a joke. So if they call you influencer now, in a way, they be like, this guy a joker. So is Wizkid trying to call Don Jazzy a joke or something? Well, I'm not saying anything, right? I'm not saying anything. But the likes of Very Dark Man and Sam Clef, they've talked about this. Very Dark Man was saying stuff like, he said if Wizkid, Burna Boy and Davido have issues with themselves, they bash themselves, he will say nothing about it because three of them. But when you bring Don Jazzy into the equation, like it is something like, come on, you shouldn't do that, right? You shouldn't do that. And I honestly stand with him. Now for Sam Clef said Don Jazzy won the Influencer of the Year award. Now, so is it wrong for Wizkid to have called him an influencer? These are two extreme things now. Like, now many persons now, I'm actually doing this video for you who are a fan and you have a brand or you have something you are trying to promote. These names, they're already established, they're already big names, right? For you who you are still coming up, like I remember there's one line in Vector's song. He said that young ones, your career is still fragile, so you have to be careful, right? Now in the comment section, you go comment stuff like, yes, you support this one, you do this. I remember there was time when Don Jazzy had to, turn down an artist because he's not following him on Twitter. Yeah. Now, you that is rushing to go and comment, I'm just telling you, be careful how you go and comment, because at the end of the day, right, they can settle, but you might remain down forever. If we are being honest, right, what Wizkid said about Don Jazzy is a right. Like for you to have called Don Jazzy an influencer. Yes, we know he does influencing, but now, like over here, we see influencing stuff like a thing for joke. Like many persons who are into influencing, we see them like clowns on it. So are you calling Don Jazzy a clown? Are you calling Don Jazzy a joke? Many persons are saying things like, could this be the reason why Wizkid hardly talks? Because he knows if he says something, it could be taken out of context. So now, is this being taken out of context, or he meant what he said? Like, is he saying Don Jazzy like, Baba na influencer you may be producer, you may be anything, what? The kind of names Don Jazzy has raised in this country, like, come on. Even the collaboration we enjoy, that we talk about so loudly now. Don Jazzy started it. He brought in Snoop Dogg at the time when, come on, nobody thought it would happen. He brought Snoop Dogg on Mr. Endowed, right? And now, for an artist to look at Don Jazzy and then call him just an influencer. Come on now, come on. What do I know? Like I said, the video is actually for not for Don Jazzy or Wizkid, but for you, who your career is still coming up, and you are rushing to go and comment. Be careful what you go and comment at the end of the day, because guy, last, these persons are likely to settle, and now you be in the center of everything, and you might go and then that comment you made some years back will be what will hinder you from, going to where you were destined to be. That's my own take, though. Whatever you think it is, for me, I feel like it's kind of disrespectful to, have called Don Jazzy an influencer like that, because we know what it means, right? Wizkid FC, they have words for their boss, of course, and all of those things. But we are being honest, like, you can leave a comment. What do you think this is? Now, people are going back to that 2010 Hades Award, where Don Jazzy and Olamide had an issue where Olamide came on stage and said that we all know who the next rated award should go to, Lil Kesh, because it was given to Ricardo Bounds, a signee of Don Jazzy at that time. And Don Jazzy came off stage and said, "Hey, Bong Olamide, if it's the car you want, come and have it." Right? So many people are not saying things like, Wizzy, if it's the influencer award you want, come and carry it. But we know for a fact that that's not what it is. Even though we can't see for a fact that this is what it is, we can't really tell though, but we know that it's not going to get to that point, right? But at the end of the day, this is really giving like a beef vibe. But we can't call this, because like father and that kind of thing, right? But what do you think? Please do well to leave a comment. Until I come here next, I remain your very host, Josh, talking.